Into the abyss, a journey to the deepest, darkest corners of our planet, where the pressure is extreme, the cold is biting, and the darkness is absolute. This is the world of deep-sea trenches, a realm that has fascinated humans for centuries, yet remains one of the most unexplored and mysterious places on Earth. The deep-sea trenches are a series of long, narrow depressions in the Earth's crust, where the ocean floor drops away precipitously, plunging into a seemingly bottomless pit. As we begin our journey into the abyss, we find ourselves at the edge of the continental shelf, where the gentle slope of the ocean floor suddenly gives way to a steep and unforgiving drop. The water pressure increases exponentially with depth, and the light from the surface grows dimmer and dimmer, until it is finally extinguished, plunging us into an inky blackness. It is here, in this dark and foreboding world, that we find some of the most bizarre and fantastical creatures on the planet. Giant tube worms cluster around hydrothermal vents, their feathery plumes waving gently in the current, while deep-sea fish with enormous eyes and bioluminescent lures on their bellies lurk in the darkness, waiting to snatch the unwary. But the deep-sea trenches are not just a haven for strange and exotic creatures, they are also a window into the Earth's history, a geological record of the planet's formation and evolution. The rocks that line the trenches are some of the oldest on the planet, bearing witness to the tectonic forces that have shaped our world over millions of years. The trenches themselves are a result of these forces, a consequence of the movement of the Earth's crust, as the tectonic plates that make up the ocean floor are pushed and pulled, stretched and compressed. It is a process that is still ongoing, as the plates continue to move, creating new trenches and destroying old ones. One of the most famous deep-sea trenches is the Mariana Trench, located in the Pacific Ocean, to the east of the Mariana Islands. It is the deepest point on Earth, with a maximum depth of over 36,000 feet, a staggering distance that is almost incomprehensible to the human mind. To put it into perspective, if you were to drop Mount Everest, the highest mountain on Earth, into the Mariana Trench, its peak would still be over a mile underwater. The pressure at this depth is immense, over 1,000 times greater than the pressure at sea level, and the temperature is just a few degrees above freezing. Despite these extreme conditions, the Mariana Trench is home to a surprising array of life, from the giant tube worms that cluster around the hydrothermal vents, to the deep-sea fish that lurk in the darkness, waiting to snatch the unwary. There are even microorganisms that thrive in this environment, feeding on the chemicals that seep from the Earth's crust, and providing a glimpse into the early history of life on our planet. The discovery of these microorganisms has raised hopes that life may exist elsewhere in the universe, perhaps on other planets, or moons, where conditions are similar to those found in the deep-sea trenches. As we explore the deep-sea trenches, we are also reminded of the importance of these ecosystems to the health of our planet. The trenches are a sink for carbon dioxide, a major greenhouse gas, and they play a critical role in the Earth's climate system. The deep-sea fish that live in the trenches are an important food source for many other marine animals, and the trenches themselves provide a habitat for a vast array of marine life, from the tiny microorganisms that thrive in the hydrothermal vents, to the giant squid that lurk in the darkness, waiting to snatch the unwary. But the deep-sea trenches are not just important for the health of our planet, they are also a source of fascination and inspiration for humans. The idea of exploring the unknown, of venturing into the dark and mysterious corners of our world, has captivated human imagination for centuries. From the early explorers who set out to chart the ocean floor, to the modern-day scientists who use submersibles and remote-operated vehicles to explore the trenches, the allure of the deep-sea trenches has remained strong. And it is not just scientists who are drawn to the trenches, but also artists, writers, and filmmakers, who see in the deep-sea trenches a source of inspiration, a symbol of the unknown and the unexplored. As we continue our journey into the abyss, we come across the Kermadec Trench, located in the South Pacific Ocean, to the northeast of New Zealand. It is one of the deepest points on Earth, with a maximum depth of over 32,000 feet, and it is home to a unique array of marine life, including the giant squid and the deep-sea fish that lurk in the darkness, waiting to snatch the unwary. The Kermadec Trench is also a relatively young feature, geologically speaking, having formed as a result of the movement of the Pacific Plate, which is being pushed beneath the Australian Plate, a process known as subduction. The process of subduction is responsible for the creation of many of the deep-sea trenches, as the oceanic crust is forced beneath the continental crust, or other oceanic crust, resulting in the formation of a trench. The rocks that make up the oceanic crust are denser than those that make up the continental crust, and as a result, they are forced down into the Earth's mantle, where they are melted and recycled, a process that has been ongoing for millions of years. It is a process that has shaped our planet, creating the mountain ranges and the deep-sea trenches that we see today. As we explore the deep-sea trenches, we are also reminded of the importance of conservation and the need to protect these ecosystems from human impact. The deep-sea trenches are a fragile and delicate environment, and they are vulnerable to damage from human activities, such as deep-sea fishing and mining. The use of deep-sea trawling gear, for example, can damage the seafloor and destroy the habitats of the unique array of marine life that lives in the trenches. The disposal of waste, including plastic and other pollutants, can also harm the marine life and contaminate the food chain. But it is not all doom and gloom, as there are many organizations and individuals working to protect the deep-sea trenches and the marine life that lives in them. The establishment of marine protected areas, for example, can provide a safe haven for marine life and help to conserve the unique array of species that live in the trenches. The development of sustainable fishing practices and the reduction of waste can also help to minimize the impact of human activities on the deep-sea trenches. As we near the end of our journey into the abyss, we are reminded of the importance of continued exploration and research into the deep-sea trenches. There is still so much that we do not know about these ecosystems and the creatures that live in them. The deep-sea trenches are a vast and largely unexplored frontier, and they hold many secrets and surprises for those who are willing to venture into the unknown. From the giant squid to the deep-sea fish and the microorganisms that thrive in the hydrothermal vents, the deep-sea trenches are a source of fascination and inspiration for humans. As we conclude our journey into the abyss, we are left with a sense of awe and wonder at the vast and largely unexplored world that exists beneath our feet. The deep-sea trenches are a reminder of the beauty and the complexity of our planet and the importance of continued exploration and research into these ecosystems. We hope that you have enjoyed this journey into the abyss and that you will join us again as we explore the many wonders and secrets of our planet. If you liked this video, please like, subscribe, and comment below, and join the conversation about the deep-sea trenches and the many other fascinating topics that we will be exploring in the future. Don't forget to hit the notification bell to stay up to date with our latest videos, and we will see you in the next one.